whole thing was lame.
The whole final was disappointing.
I was like, what? Well, we'll talk about this later. Let's talk about this later when we're recording, because I'm so disappointed right now. Like, no wonder they won. It's just,
right.
They would win the lamest final out there. And they're walking around like peacocks, like they won like the hardest final ever.
It was 100 hours.
Well, look at how good I am.
It was 100 hours. There ain't nothing easy about that.
They did not do 100 hours because they slept. That was not 100 hours straight. So don't say it was 100 hours. True.
It wasn't straight. Yeah, I understand. See what you said. Wasn't nobody gonna survive no straight. I'm surprised. That's the thing.
No.
There's they made it through.
No, there are ultra marathon runners who do, 100-mile races and shit.
Yeah.
And all that other shit. You know what it is? That sound like a bunch of fucking haters.
Who, me?
Yeah, both of y'all talk about, they should have did this, they should have did that. It's not their fucking job to come up with the final. Their job is to win the final.
I'm not saying that it's their fault. I'm just saying that it was a lame-ass final. And I blame production, who was most likely setting a path to have certain people win.
Well, it's funny because Gamer just put up a scene showing Cara saying that she's not allowed back until Tori wins.
Uh-huh.
And look who's back.
And lo and behold.
Y'all sure you're not just some haters?
No, I wanted it to be good. I really wanted it to be good because I wanted Devin to win in a way that was amazing. And this final was tailored to someone like Devin.
That's true.
Lifting 200 cinder blocks was tailored to him?
Well, he's the puzzle guy. They said it during the thing. She's the workhorse. He's the brain.
The brain, right. And plus, with Devin and Tori, we knew the brains was there. So with Johnny and Bananas, they made a mistake and didn't think.
Johnny and Bananas? Do you mean Nani and Bananas?
I mean Nani and Bananas. What am I talking about? I'm tired. It's been a rough day.
So. I want to give are we like starting at this point? Because
we've started once I turned this shit on.
Okay, I was just saying, I wanted to give a shout out to whoever, Jessica or whatever, who commented on our YouTube. She was the one that said that she was sick and tired of hearing you say, as a competitor, she was going to pull her hair out.
What up, Jessica girl?
And she said, yo, I don't think I've ever laughed as hard as I did on this podcast than at 9.34 when Malik casually said, as a competitor. Him and Becky saying it throughout the episode to laugh my ass off loud, whatever. LMFAO, whatever. It's a movement at this point. Hashtag as a competitor. So I want to give her a shout out.
Yo, big ups to her. That's fucking hilarious.
We read your comments. We love your comments. And there was also a question here that I kind of wanted to put out there because it's actually a really legitimate question and one that I've been thinking of since watching the season.
Hold on 1 second.
Yes.
One eternity later.
But listen, I just came upon a really sad realization.
What?
During my little break there. And that's I had to quit vaping. So my grandma's over here. And, I was looking for my vape. And if you know anybody who vapes, you know what it's like when they can't find their vape, flip my whole granny up out of the fucking recliner looking for that shit. You gotta go, granny.
Come on,
Granny! You need to get up. You're sitting on my vape pen.
Fucking granny went flying. I'm gonna get less money in that birthday card now.
The question that I was bringing up here is from Little Shorty 262. Question in relation to being Anissa's partner. Who's worse, Jordan or Fessy?
Fessy,
because Jordan could actually get her to a final.
Well, see, the thing is I was like, they're on equal levels of being terrible, but Jordan knows how to act better. So 100%. He can fake it better than Fessy can.
100%. That's definitely a point I'm going to be making later on. But yeah, Jordan is definitely going to be better because I like Anissa. I really do. I like her for the challenge. And this doesn't sound right, but I also like her as a competitor. One of the great things about the challenge is there's a place for her there. There's a place for her hair. This is her home. No matter how you guys feel about how her performances or whatever, there's a place for her.
I mean, I think
right now, this was as good as it was going to get for her. This is as good as it's ever gotten for her. She's never gotten past the third place in a final.
Right.
This is her peak. This is her plateau. Just like Devin Simone finishing the final in Free Agents, Anissa coming in third place is the equivalent of winning the challenge for her. 100%. And unfortunately, coming in second is for Nani.
That's so true.
Yeah, facts. 100%
Just
agree.
comes
Facts.
right up short every time.
So they should take some victory in their placement. Don't get me wrong, you still lost, but this is about as good as it's going to get for you. Now, Nani, I still think Nani could bang one of these out. It's possible. But seriously, though, if you wasn't able to do it this season, that
But
window
like I
is closing.
said,
But it's not impossible. For Anissa, it's not going to happen.
Listen, if this was honestly, I think she would have done better in a War of the Worlds one kind of a setup than this one. Even though there were a lot of puzzles, they were, I don't know what was going on with the fact that like 90% of this entire final. And I know that they got to make it even and, you know, they're guy-girl teams, so they can't have overly physical stuff going on. But it's just, like I said, this feels tailor-made to get Devin and Tori, who have been the people who have constantly been the bridesmaid and never the bride, to the altar.
I've already put up a video of Cara saying she's not allowed back until Tori wins one.
I think that,
and she was right.
Honestly, Tori, I don't think would have lasted if Paulie and Cara had been on this season. I don't think a lot of people would have made it.
I'm going to be honest. If Cara and Paulie was on this season, they would have been targeted so early, so often.
The entire time. They would have been every day. They would have been Turbo and his partner.
I also think they would fucked up a good amount of people and doing it. Oh, God, to see Paulie and Cara versus Olivia and Horacio, that would be
sick.
Yeah,
that would be fucking sick. Let's go ahead. Oh, getting ahead of myself. Let me bring this episode in. What's really good, posters? Welcome to another episode of Love, War, Challenges. I am MTV Malik. He is Robert Stewart Jr. She is Becky at Gift Master Bex, a.k.a. The Brown Tory Dill. What's really good? Gang, 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 gang. Let's go ahead.
I don't know how I would feel about that.
It's a compliment because you're a champ.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll be a champ.
There you go.
I won't be a champ in anything, but on this podcast, I'll be a champ.
That is a all-star backpedal, people. That's how
Listen,
you do
let's make one thing clear. I am not the queen of anything athletic. I'm also not the brains of the operation. I'm not winning any competitions on either one of those fronts.
You have won our hearts. Let's move on to hour 69. How appropriate. Yeah, they're so childish for that. But
they did it on purpose. You know they did.
Of course. So this is basically a helicopter over the course, and they have to hit targets with a chalk bomb with chalk bombs. We've seen this before when what season was it when Swaggy came in? That was 36 Double Agents?
Total Madness?
Yeah, that was Total Madness. 35 Total Madness. So we've seen this before. Everybody's
but it's
giving,
actually at a much smaller scale.
Oh yeah, much smaller scale. They're just running through like something less than a football field, dropping these bombs. Everybody gets 10, 15, and 25 bombs, and because Bananas and 90 won the previous day, they get to choose the order, and they have the most bombs. Surprisingly, Tori and Devin goes first. Devin finds his groove, starts getting them knocked out. Surprisingly, now here goes what's surprising. They won that whole thing. They by far dropped the most bombs. Jordan and Anissa comes in second with 6, and Bananas and Nani bomb out at 5. I'm not super surprised by Bananas and Nani, even though I thought they would have got it figured out sooner. What did surprise me is Jordan and Anissa, even though they did have much less bombs, they only got 6. And here goes the surprising part. And I don't know if I made this clear, but I don't like Jordan. Never did. Probably never will. And I always bring that up every time I give him a compliment. But Jordan is one of the best at making mid-game, mid-challenge, mid-final adjustments. He figures it out. And he didn't have to go first. He sees something, he learns from it, and he adjusts. It's one of the things that he does best. It surprised me he couldn't get this figured out. What about for you guys? Anything surprise you about hour 69?
I think the big issue wasn't necessarily hitting the targets. It was making the bombs burst. You would see them, they were chucking it to try and get the momentum to bust it. But so many of them just didn't burst. So
Shouldn't they all kind of burst when they drop to the ground?
a bunch of them just bounced.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm so surprised. If they were regular balloons, they would have bounced. Whoever makes that rubber, I need them to make some condoms.
Well, I don't even think
them shits is foolproof.
I don't think they were rubber. They looked like plastic. It looked like some sort of thin plastic. I don't know if that was just me. They
probably should have used a water balloon, something like that. Whoever manufactured this probably got it wrong. At least they all should have at least burst. Nobody should have been missing out on points because they didn't burst.
Because I kept seeing a bunch of them just falling to the ground, and that's what they kept saying. They're like, they won't break. They're literally chucking them, and they're throwing at their hardest strength, and they can't do it.
Yeah, absolute waste. Absolute waste.
Nani got the hang of it a lot faster than Johnny. One of my friends was watching it, and he's like, wow, he's like a really asshole. Because he's not even trying to communicate. He's over here talking about, this is all on my shoulders. But he doesn't realize that she's figured it out, not even asking to see how she got it to work. So like he saw 10 minutes of this whole thing and decided that Johnny was an asshole and decided he didn't like Jordan either. So yay. But
good man.
He doesn't watch the show. He's my former roommate, the guy who used to stay with me. But he left afterwards. He's like,
word?
yeah, I don't like that guy.
Who is this guy? We should meet him.
Oh, Jordan? He's
no, the guy. His name is Jordan?
His name is Jordan.
Tell him I said his name is fucking terrible.
Well, it's not his fault he was named Jordan.
His first name is Jordan?
His first name's Jordan, yeah.
Is he good looking?
Pause. Not really for me.
He said pause.
Well, good thing you don't care about that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, he's not my type. So
back to the helicopter.
What is your type?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm more attracted to personality. Me and him wouldn't mesh well. We'd be.
Got it.
Yeah.
You know what my type is?
Breathing.
Female.
Becky, you're my type, girl.
You don't even know me. Listen, I'm loud. I'm obnoxious. I'm overly opinionated. It's a hard sell for me.
Moving on, Devin and Tori gets the win, even though they had to go first. They get to decide the order of who's going to be released to the next part. And of course, they're going to go first, followed by Anissa, Jordan, Bananas, and 90. Time to make sure they put in Bananas 90 in the back, because that's going to be the biggest competition. There is a lot of shitty stuff about this final. But this is not one of them. Not one of them at all. They got to hit the road. They start running through like a cornfield, and then they meet a fork in the road, and they got to pick a side.
It's pitch black too. That's the thing. Complete. Like I was watching it. It was like you couldn't see shit. Like I was like, I would totally get lost. I was so
pitch black in a cornfield. That shit is legitimately scary. But most important, it looked good. It looked good. I liked it.
Visually, when everything turned on, it was insane. I was like, holy shit, you look like you're in a fucking concert. Like, this looks like a party.
100%. The neon, the camp running through the cornfield, I thought it was really dope. Not only just visually, I thought they pieced it together, and I thought it was really good at building tension. So they run, they meet up, and they all end up at a neon camp. And everybody's confused. They don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know what the fuck is going on. And then TJ appears on a big structure in the middle and pretty much says, all right, Everything's on the line now. All of you guys have to race through me, and they have to race through a fucking corn maze. It was so much fun to watch. Not a lot to break down, except that bananas got really fucking intense during this thing. Really intense. And here goes another great thing that they showed. Once everybody got there, Bananas and Ani got their second. Tori and Devin got their first. Bananas and them arrive. And of course, Anissa and Jordan comes in last. The way they edited it, it looks like Bananas and Ani got there right after Tori and Devin. But then they're leaving there, Tori and Devin like, hey, if it's any consolation, like, oh, we've been here.
Right.
Like, we've been here for a while.
But
It
wait,
looked like,
was that serious though? Like a part of me is
Yeah.
like he might have been being an ass about it. Like, oh, we've been here a while.
but one thing I noticed, because that's the first thing I thought too, kind of like, or maybe he's just fucking with him, you know, a little mental warfare. But also, he was a lot more relaxed, and Bananas is just coming fresh off the run. He looked like they've been chilling there for a minute.
Mhm.
And they got like a 5-minute lead on them. 5 minutes is a lot in that kind of a race.
That's true.
So I really love that part. And then we get to a great part. We have a elimination in the middle of the final of the last 2 place teams. Devin and Tori's going to be safe, and it's going to be balls in. Now, before we get into all that, how do you guys feel about having a elimination in the final?
I enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed the elimination, even though some people may disagree. I think it
Just the thought of eliminations in the final before we get to the actual elimination itself.
I think it adds another layer to the final,
Another like layer of danger.
layer of competition.
Okay. What about you, Becky? Is putting a elimination in the middle of a final doing too much?
If it's done right, no. I think that this was done in the right way, in a way that built the tension. You saw how everybody's nerves were just done. Like Nani's face, Jordan was over it. You know, you just looked at the whole thing and you just saw the anger and frustration and the fact that they knew that they were going to have to compete to try and stay in this. It built it in the right way that it made me feel like it added to it versus it being like, let's fuck up everybody when, you know, in the middle of this. Now, if you think about it, what would have happened if Horacio and Olivia didn't get knocked out earlier? Does that mean there would have been 3 people competing, or would it have been a double elimination?
That's an interesting question.
Because
I don't think it would have been a double elimination, but I think at some point they probably would have knocked off one of them.
like maybe if you didn't make it to there, then you would have been removed.
Like maybe if you was the last one to the camp, you got knocked out there, and then the last 2. I don't know. It could have been. I'm sure they had to throw a couple audibles, and I'm pretty sure they have a couple of these things. Like, hey, if this happens, we're doing this, or if the contingency plans.
Yeah, because I was like, unless this was like almost like a pre-planned thing that they knew that only 3 people were getting to there, this had to be something that they might have just thrown together. Now, this elimination was stupid, but I think that it built. I think the elimination factor was the right way in this final, because this final has been so ridiculously puzzle heavy that it finally brought a little bit more physicality into it, that brought a little bit more excitement into it. It needed something to boost up the energy. So I liked it. And in this particular final, I liked it.
One moment. I was getting some water. I don't even see you. Where you at?
Hey, yo, isn't your team the Chiefs?
No, my team is the Rams and Cowboys.
Ew.
Ew.
Haters.
You like the
I can't stand them. Yeah. When I was a kid. No,
See, that's why you don't be getting no pussy now, because you like the Cowboys.
if that's what you think. If that's
Well,
what
I'm
you
not any
think.
better. I like the Packers, and most people hate the Packers. So
Well, y'all about to lose y'all quarterback. I know that.
Is that really a bad thing? He's been playing like shit.
I loved Aaron Rodgers. He fell off the last few years.
You know he's going to New York.
Yo, what are you stirring up? Your Metamucil?
No, it's called electrolytes, fool.
It's what he uses to put his dentures in.
You gotta take his fiber, you old motherfucker.
It's called electrolytes, fool.
Oh, man.
Electrolytes, fool.
He gotta take his Viagra for later.
You got a party going on later on?
I don't need no. I don't know what
This
you
is
just
good
said.
for joint pain.
I don't need no
You're such
Viagra.
an asshole.
I get up just fine, sir.
I'm just playing.
I know.
All right.
He really just said it's for joint pain.
So this elimination in the middle of a final is balls in. I am initially really fucking excited until I see these modified rules.
Right.
Fucking stupid as hell.
This is balls in, except that there's a safe zone for about 1.5 feet outside of the goal.
You know why they did that, right?
They couldn't risk any more injuries.
Exactly.
We still was able to. They didn't want to risk any more injuries. You shouldn't put the fucking challenger with the fucking Derrick Rose knees in. These are facts. You shouldn't. Yo,
Nani was
fam.
Tanya Harding.
Yo, I have. Okay. So.
He taking these low blows.
Nah, that's not a low blow. Come on, fam. Every time it's somewhere her knee or her ankle.
Yeah.
It's what she does. Now,
See,
don't get me wrong.
Tanya Harding her leg. Like
She looked like she was in pain. I don't think she's faking it.
No, she was really hurt.
But there were some great moves. Nani was shaking the fuck out of her. Nani was juking and jiving all over her ass. Why Anissa didn't use just the brute force to keep going past her, I don't know why. Nani comes up with the strategy, gotta go for the legs. Anissa, being the stand-up competitor as she is, doesn't take it personally. Said it best herself. Nani needs a strategy.
Right.
And this is just competition at this point. Also, Jordan got spanked. We hardly ever see that. Jordan got spanked, and he got spanked by the one guy who seemed to keep on spanking him, Johnny Bananas.
I don't know. Do you think Jordan looked a little defeated though? Do you think he was kind of done? Like he's
No.
like I'll be honest, it looked like he was like, I'm taking third and I'm done with this shit. Like,
no, because he wouldn't have been going so hard for these last 3 days.
Well, I mean, the last 3 days, and then it's day 3, and now he's got to do an elimination with someone who's broken, and then has to still do something else, who he probably sure won't win anyway. So I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm not in agreement with that one. I think what you want about Jordan. I just don't see him giving up that kind of way.
Honestly, no, I don't think so either. Because Jordan, as a competitor,
he has too much pride for that. Too much white pride.
It is somebody who's very prideful. He wouldn't allow it to happen.
But
there's way too much pride for that.
And you
really?
remember,
did you just? Oh God!
Exactly.
I literally just caught that right now.
I ain't got time. Listen, but on a real note,
you're an ass.
Hold on, real quick. In case anybody missed that, yes, I did what you thought I did, and I'm saying what you think I'm saying. Just so we clear. Moving on.
Well, anybody who's watching the YouTube video, not people who
anybody
are listening to.
Oh, anybody who's just listening to the podcast, I did the Hail Hitler sign when I said Jordan has white pride.
Yeah,
jokes are less funny when you have to explain them.
That's the reason why I was going to tell him, don't tell him what you did.
Yes.
Make him go watch it on YouTube. But, just explain what you did in detail.
Tell us why you think Jordan's favorite challenge competitor is Adolf Hitler.
I'm done.
You're so bad.
I'm just playing.
I'm done.
I'm just playing.
He doesn't mean
Jordan is a racist. No, I do mean that shit. But Jordan is a racist. I mean all of that shit.
I'm trying to save you, Malik.
I don't need to be saved. It is over for me. But moving on. Robert, did you like or did you hate the safety circle? That's what we're going to call it, the safety circle.
I didn't have no preference with the safety, so I don't have no problem with it. I mean, at this point, you got to remember, everybody is worn the fuck out. They're at a state of an exhaustion that I don't know.
So they're exhausted. They get training wheels.
I would say it's good to have it because at this point, something seriously gonna get broke because we already seen it happen.
Something seriously did get broke.
Yes, and that was Anissa. Anissa got broke, unfortunately.
He got taken out by the news.
Wait a minute. But let me say this about Anissa because I saw another side of her that I don't think we really seen. She was literally, she should have honestly at that point tapped out. She should have said, "I'm done."
She's never tapped
But
out.
no,
Wait.
You're
You talking about the first or the second time she went down?
I'm talking about the second time she went down. I think this was the second. No, this is the first time she went down. She was screaming and her knee had buckled. This is the first time.
Oh yeah, and then she got up like, "Just give me a ball."
Yes, she said, "Give me the ball."
Hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you this. You're 100% right. That was sexy as fuck. That was badass. She got up, beaten, battered, hurt. She already knows she's going to lose, but she already knows that she's not going to make it easy for nobody.
That's right. So let me interject with this. She couldn't give up because what's going through her mind is, I've come too damn far to give up now. Why give up now? And I done came this far. And if it's something serious that happened more, then so be it. So I got to give her props on that. She showed that she still got the heart, the drive, and the determination to finish this thing.
See, we disagree on that because
disagree.
I'm thinking she's saying that she's like, I would rather have my fucking leg tore off my fucking body and beaten to death with it by one of Nani's fucking veneers before I have to listen to Jordan Weissly say, "I can't believe you gave up." She just didn't want to hear his mouth. She was like, "I'd rather just die out there than have to hear his mouth about quitting."
I honestly think she didn't want to look like a punk. That's the thing. Like that, at the bottom line, she said, "Give me the ball." I already know. Like in her mind, her entire demeanor was, "I'm about to lose this shit, but
I'm about to go out.
But I'm not going to go out and have people tell me that I quit this." It wasn't.
100%.
Mind you, whether
and there's
or not
nothing wrong with that.
there is nothing wrong with that because that's more pride than anything else.
No,
but I honestly, I think her heart was broken. I think she was done. She knew she wasn't going to be able to win, but she wasn't going to go out looking like a punk, which is something.
Pride in that.
Which is something to be applauded for, because at least she didn't quit.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she did it for the reasons that you think she did it for.
Yeah, Rob, you might be listening to
you're trying to juice her ass up, which
wait
is
a minute,
fine.
because y'all about to get the competitive side of me come out now.
Y'all better tell us your opinion as a competitor.
As
a competitor, let's say as a competitor.
Right. I walked to my car this morning, which is the same as running 2 finals. So as a competitor,
let me break it down to you. Let me break it down. Yes, I like that part though, because people, you got to understand, your average Joe is on the couch eating chips, Twinkies, and popcorn.
Nigga, so is Anissa. Oh shit.
I hate to break it to you, Rob. I think you should stop now because I think you're dead. I think he just killed you.
I'm done on that one.
Oh shit.
You just got shot. Take him to the ambulance. DOA. You are gone.
Listen. I love Anissa. She just didn't want to go out like no bitch. And there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, my mouth has gotten me into some shit before. And I'm just like, yep, I'm going to get stomped out at some point. But sometimes you just got to go get stomped out. And Anissa had to get stomped out.
I've said it all the time. I have a mouth that writes checks constantly that I don't know how to cash. Eventually, one day, someone's going to beat my ass, and it is what it is. But I am not going to stop talking shit because it's in me to talk shit.
Some ass whoopings are unavoidable. Anissa had a great season. Her coming in third, look who she's playing with. Legends, up-and-comers, and some of the best challenge players there ever was, and Jordan Bananas. Nani has always been a solid competitor, and so has Tori. She's in there with the big dogs. She gets to hang. Her number's in the rafters with everybody else. She's going to go down. For the lack of a better analogy, because I can't think of one right now, like Dan Marino. really, really good, but never won the big one. Maybe not Dan Marino, but just
Yeah,
somebody
I was
who's
gonna
a
say
good
I want to
journeyman.
give her Dan Marino.
No, that's a
Well,
good
she has
analogy,
records, so does
though.
Dan Marino,
Uh,
but she's not going to win the big one.
no, we know that.
As
We definitely
as
Listen,
much
she
legendary
just
shit as she done.
she just needs to adopt the Amanda catchphrase, which is "I'm here for a good time, not a long time." She just needs to go and enjoy herself on these shows versus getting stressed. And honestly, her saying, "Yeah, I deserve to win. I paved the way for so many people." You don't deserve to win because you've paved the way, according to you. Yes, you have opened doors for people, but you don't deserve shit if you do not compete at the end of the day.
The only thing she opened the door for was DoorDash. Fuck out of here.
He on the roll with these
You
liners,
are
boy.
so bad. I'm trying to give her some credit.
No.
She, a lot of times
Listen.
she is an underdog,
Listen,
and she does usually pull out in these weird times.
Anissa has a place in this. She is, first off, not here for a long time. Fuck out of here. She's here until the last episode of the season.
Right.
She lasted longer than a lot of people who supposedly be better than her.
Right.
She is always dangerous in an elimination. I mean, unless something is like climbing or swimming, anything physical, it's hard to think that she could be lost out. Now, losing to 90 in the physical elimination is a little bit embarrassing. But she made it to, like I said, coming in third place is like winning the whole thing for Anissa. This is as good as you was gonna do.
She got hurt, man.
Anissa railroaded so many females, no matter how injured she was. Yeah. I mean, let's just look at it. Nani's half her size. Like, she should have been able to literally railroad the shit out of her. She didn't use her speed into this. Now, mind you, she's a sprinter. She's not a long distance runner. She's a sprinter. There's a difference. I can pull out speed for a couple of feet, but you ain't going to get me that speed for long distance.
Wait a minute.
What she needed to do is football tank that shit. She needed to tank that shit.
You can't go from here to there.
All right.
And speed, girl.
Okay, real quick. I feel bad because some people heard me rag on Anissa. I absolutely adore Anissa, and I love her on the challenge. I don't think she should retire. Anissa. And I hope she keeps coming back. She does bring
I think she should retire.
I don't. I think she's right at home on the challenge. The girl's got
plates in her leg and her ankle, her knee.
She just made a final.
She's busted. That girl ain't gonna do nothing. She's gonna turn into me and become the bionic woman.
Amber, Laurel, Nerese, Olivia, all by the wayside. And Anissa is still there standing. It counts for something. It counts for something.
Yeah.
Well, again, you gotta remember who they're partnered with, though.
The OG, she's from that original OG.
Who were they partnering with?
Laurel with this guy named Jax. I'm sorry, that guy was not gonna get her to a final.
She got to choose a partner. She could have picked Paulie Calafiore.
Because they're besties.
You know that good and well that wasn't happening.
It would have been great.
That would have been hilarious.
Moving on to the Jordan and Banana side of it. I'm not used to seeing Jordan get spanked. Like I said, Jordan is good at mid-elimination, mid-challenge adjustments. He got spanked.
I think Jordan was tired. I think Jordan was tired of carrying that team. I think Jordan was tired of trying to win this when he knew it was a losing battle. He's like, I'm done. I need to relax. I'm done with pooping in the woods. I'm done with running or walking a final when I want to run a final. I think he was defeated moving into this because we have seen him at the roughest of odds in eliminations he should not have won, and he has won them. And mind you, I think he was just done.
You know, I'm not used to feeling bad for Jordan. And here goes the bad thing is, this whole game is vastly different with any other partner. I'm pretty sure, I know this is going to sound fucked up. I'm pretty sure if you literally strapped a chained weight to his ankle, he would have performed better.
Yes, I do agree.
If Naya had been his partner, they would have laid waste.
You know what? I don't really agree with that. Naya is actually fucking huge. And We haven't seen much from her in these challenges.
I think with Jordan as a partner, though, because the thing is when he likes you, he's the greatest motivational speaker of all time. Let him not like you. It's the terrible thing. But like at the end of the day, I think he would have motivated Nia to make it. And I think Nia would have responded better to his form of motivation versus Anissa was like, why are you being so mean to me? I'm trying.
So I'm going to say this. Tori fucked Devin at least once.
I wouldn't be surprised.
At least once. That had to happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
There was one night
at least once.
where they drank some tequila and
I'm
then
pretty
forgot
sure
who
they
they
fucked
were.
as soon as they won.
Right. It could
As soon as they got back to the hotel.
It could have happened, right.
Well, I don't know. Jordan was at that hotel. You never know. Maybe she bumped uglies with Jordan that night.
Well,
she could have did both.
Know, right?
She got it like that.
Threesome.
That's true.
No. That's I think they definitely fucked up. And I want Jordan to know that at some point it slipped out and Tori helped him put it back in.
I'm done. I'm done on that one. He coming with the things real hard tonight.
You are laying waste.
He coming with the things.
Off of the elimination, because I'm going to bring up Devin's cock again at some point. No homo.
God.
Moving on, everybody goes to bed. They wake up the next day, and now it's time for elimination. First off, it's like the next night. Like,
right.
Like, what the fuck? What did y'all do during the day?
Because the elimination only was 3 hours, or supposedly.
Right.
I don't know how this I mean, did they go through a fucking black hole or some shit?
Camping
it
in the woods with puzzles for $1 million.
Right.
And eating challenges.
And, well, whatever. Doesn't matter.
So we get to something.
The 2 eating challenges that we had.
TJ calls this shit the finale zone.
Mm-hmm. That was the strangest thing.
Like, okay, the finale zone. They bring out Jordan and Anissa and Olivia and Horacio to cheer them on.
Right.
Cool.
I think they just wanted to show how fucked up Olivia's face was. Oh, my poor mama.
She didn't look too bad.
They bring them out to cheer them on. And you know what? I'm not even going to go through all this shit. Basically, the finale zone is just 5 things that they have, 4 or 5 things they have to do to get through. And at the win, you're the champ.
I miss running up a mountain to get to the top.
Tori and Devin gets the win. Tori and Devin,
that's horrible.
They get the win. They are challenge champions. Right. There's a lot to unpack here. The first game is Spears. We've seen this earlier this season. Or it could have been Challenge USA.
No, it was this.
It was this season? Okay. So we see the Spears. Nani and Jordan gets a good lead. They break down the doors, go to the second level. 200 cinder blocks they got to re-put into a puzzle. Tori and Devin knock that shit out. They move on, and they just systematically run through everything. Bananas and Nani makes a fatal mistake in putting together their puzzle, and they pretty much give up.
Right.
Because they know
at that point, they'd have to take the whole thing apart.
Right. It was over. They knew it was over.
Let's start there.
Just the most disappointing final I've ever seen in my life.
Yes. I
it's so anticlimactic with everything.
Bull fucking shit. Don't blame the final. Bananas and Nani made a fatal
It's not
error.
even about...
It is.
It's not even about them losing.
The error they made. Devin has been so meticulous about how he approaches a lot of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And I give him credit for that, but again...
You don't have to. The challenge gave him $1 million for it.
This final, yet again, was made for somebody like Devin. Entirely fucking brains. They knew who was going to get to the end, period. Because let's just be honest, a lot of those challenge competitors, had they made it to the final, that puzzle would have taken all fucking night. They would have been there all day, period.
They played an immaculate game.
They played an immaculate puzzle game.
They won when they needed to. They made the right decisions. They made the right alliances. Luck fell on their side at the right time. Don't knock the final. They won fair and fucking square.
I'm not saying they didn't win fair and square, but I am saying this final was tailor-made for someone like Devin.
If it's tailor-made for Devin, then you can also say it's tailor-made for a Jordan. It's tailor-made for Bananas.
But it's not tailor-made. It's not tailor-made for a Jordan. No, it's not tailor-made for a Bananas. Bananas barely makes it through a puzzle. Let's just be honest. And then Nani is not a mental heavyweight. And let's just be honest, we all knew Anissa wasn't going to be able to make it in endurance. Period. So Jordan could have, like you said, done whatever he could, and he still wouldn't have made it to the end, not with an Anissa. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Period. So this final was made for somebody who had the right partnership, and that was Devin and Tori, because they are mostly brain. And not as much brawn as it. Well, I was going to say Tori's a lot more brawn than
but that mental lapse cost them, because I've been there, because I've experienced it. My first race, I could have avoided getting hurt if I took the time to actually
but was it all
go
puzzles?
over the obstacle. No,
were you over there doing puzzles all day?
No,
you were climbing shit and running through puzzles.
That's true.
And running through shit. Period.
But listen, it goes back to your mental state. When you going through it and it's going fast like that in your head, you like, okay, oops, if I did this differently, this outcome would have been totally different.
Let's be honest. They were falling apart from the beginning.
No, listen.
Let's be honest. If Bananas and Nani finished the puzzle at the same exact time as Tori and Devin,
then
Bananas and Nani would have knocked them out the fucking box.
Then you have a game. You have a ball game. But because you'd had that mental lapse.
But again, Johnny has never been good at these puzzles the last few seasons.
He's beaten plenty of people in puzzles.
These last few episodes this season he's been tanking on anything puzzle. Now maybe it's because he's getting older, and sometimes mental facilities are not the best, especially when you're tired, especially when you have Nani quacking in your ear every once in a while.
I'm offended by that statement.
Listen, luck is nothing.
Too. So shush.
You're not that. I'm
luck
40.
Is nothing but opportunity and
2 years
preparation.
older than me. Calm down.
Listen, hold on. Listen, luck is not about opportunity and preparation. They were prepared. They got the job done. Hats off. They won fair and square.
Yeah, they won first.
Every final, somebody's always saying, this is tailor made for them.
It is.
It was tailor made for Bananas and Nani.
This was not tailor made for Bananas and Nani.
There's nothing here.
It would have been a lot more physical stuff and less puzzles.
Nothing but their performance is why they lost.
Mental lapse. The mental lapse cost them, and you can't
have. Listen, that's my opinion. Period. I don't care.
They don't fuck up the puzzle.
I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think. I don't care what anybody. In my opinion, this final was tailor made for Devin, and that Tori was his workhorse.
That's fine.
Yeah, okay, so there we go. Now, moving on. Now, the puzzle
and I'm unmuted now. Fuck you.
Now, the puzzle was definitely a point of contention. How do we feel about Bananas and Nani accepting defeat and just watching as Devin and Tori moonwalk their ass to a victory?
They couldn't do anything at that point.
I wasn't mad at them. Yeah, I wasn't mad at them.
They could have started figuring it out.
No,
there wouldn't have been time. They had to go through, how many cinder blocks were they? 200?
Yeah.
For one cinder block?
And your body is already at that stage where it's like, okay, I'm done. Your mind is telling you to keep going, but your body is like, no, I'm done. Seriously, I'm done.
All right. Very anticlimactic. It wasn't the final. I wasn't really feeling that much anyway, but I thought it picked up very well. You got the helicopter, you got the maze run, and the elimination. I thought that I was feeling good about it, and this just kind of put an end to it. Devin and Tori gets the win. We're going to get to more on that. Here goes what I didn't like. Got Jordan sitting there, I'm just so happy. I just want to see her win. I'm so happy for Tori. I don't think he's happy at all. When I say I don't believe Jordan, this is what I'm talking about. It all seems so fucking calculated and manufactured. I don't believe jack shit coming out of his mouth. I don't think he's happy for anybody. It's definitely not Tori. I didn't buy that shit. Do you buy that Jordan is immaculately happy that his ex-fiance now has $500,000 and is probably banging Devin?
I think more than one thing can be true. I think he's tried to get her to the end multiple times. He's worked really hard with her. He knows how much this means to her. And I think that's what a portion of it is I think he's just super happy for her. Now, mind you, for himself, obviously, like I said, the last time, he doesn't believe that Devin's a better competitor than him. He doesn't believe that anybody in this final is a better competitor than him.
Doesn't think he's a better competitor than Jordan.
Well, you never know. Devin's got an ego. But I think that at the end of the day, he's still upset because his competitor ego is severely tainted because he lost to people who he shouldn't have lost to.
No, he should lose to Bananas. Bananas has been spanking his ass for 13 seasons.
I mean, listen, I'm just saying
Jordan
overall,
never beat Bananas in a final.
I think Jordan and Jordan sees him and Bananas as on equal playing fields. I don't think he sees him as a better competitor than him. I think he sees him as an equal competitor.
I know
But
Bananas
I know
definitely
for a
sees
fact
Jordan
he
as an
doesn't think
equal.
Devin is a better competitor than him. So I think he's a little bit scared of Horacio now. I can see him being a little bit like, this motherfucker's going to give me problems in the future.
Big facts.
And I think once Horacio gets the real gist of the game,
Oh, I think he got that shit.
now he does. We're gonna see how he does the next season. He does because he's gonna fucking kill this shit.
I'm taking him to the. I'm saying he goes to the final.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing him winning very soon.
Yeah, I can see that. That.
Did you guys see
happening.
the tea that apparently him and Olivia are together?
They're not together.
They could be together.
No, they're looking a little snuggly and cuddly.
I talked to him on Monday.
Oh, you talked to him on Monday? You had a conversation, you and Horacio were on the phone?
He answers DMs. Just DM him and ask him a question.
Oh, does he?
For real?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, that didn't happen, but I just know they're not together.
Wait, you didn't?
Okay.
You didn't ask him?
I didn't. No, I didn't ask him.
Oh,
Okay,
come
I
on.
thought you was
Maybe you should ask
hey,
him to be on the podcast, Mr.
Hey, reality star. I'm a random guy on Twitter asking you a question about your personal life. Block me.
You think we're not the only one that's asked him? Their Instagram
but they
posts.
did address it. I heard it on I heard it from Paige. Said she was able to confirm that they are not together. Now, let's talk about Devin and Tori's season. Immaculate. A great season played. One of the best paired seasons that I've seen. They stayed out of eliminations. They had an amazing political game. They didn't win a whole bunch of dailies, but made friends with all the right people.
They made deals with the right people.
Made deals with the right people. Laid low at the right times. Made noise when it was right. Devin did a great job at politicking the game. Tori brought a lot of drama with her. It wasn't great, but it also didn't hurt them nearly as much as it would have hurt other competitors, which is, that's not nothing.
That's saying a lot.
Excellent season. Excellent season. Hats off to both of them.
Yes. So, excellent.
There was so many better challengers than them, and they beat them all.
Yeah. Fessy.
There was Laurel's, Fessie's, Jordan.
Fessy wasn't going to go anywhere.
Narice's. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on. Fessy already spanked Jordan in an elimination.
The only thing I'm going to say is I'm super, super sad because I wanted to see Narice in a final. I would have loved to see her and Nelson do this final.
Yeah.
Because I think
they
would
have been dangerous in this one.
Fucking insane. I feel so bad that they didn't get to see it. Because I think that they would have done so good.
I would like to see how Narice does in an eating challenge. And I think this puzzle would have been tough for them. But, yeah.
Well, I think Nelson would have kept his happy ass.
They could have won. They could have won.
Narice. Let's be honest, Narice is the brains of that operation.
So I'm going to ask you guys a question. Now, I said I was going to bring up Devin's cock at some point.
Oh, God.
But listen, they win $1 million 500K apiece. Without being asked, they volunteer. Devin said that CT gave everybody money the last time he won, and he wants to keep that tradition going. He gave everybody 38K.
I didn't even remember that CT gave them money.
I remember he gave everybody 50 bands.
I definitely remember that.
Devin gives everybody 38, including Olivia and Horacio. Cock is fucking huge. That was some stand-up shit. They didn't have to give up anything. These are the people trying to take the money away from you. These are the people who voted you in. These are the people who had you go first in eliminations. And they just made sure everybody ate.
Right.
And I don't know if it was Devin's idea or Tori's idea. I know they were both there. And he made sure everybody ate. Everybody eating. 38 bands, that's not nothing.
No, it's not.
I was super impressed. And I felt really great about that. I thought that was a great feeling. That feeling of Devin and CT giving out bands was a way better moment than Bananas and Ashley taking the money.
Yeah.
Because it's
Much
more
better.
heartfelt. There's more heart in it.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. They didn't have to do it. It wasn't even asked. It wasn't even on the table.
No.
They put it on the table.
Yeah.
And there is a very good chance that people will keep that going. Now, if it was me, I'll end that fucking streak right then and there. Fuck y'all. I got kids to feed. You know how much child support is a year? That was a stand-up move on the first time they won. Fucking legendary. And if you can't find a huge level of respect to give Tori and Devin just off of that alone. And I saw on Twitter, fucking Jamie was just like, something just doesn't sit right about people who give away money after they win. Of course, this is coming from somebody who's never won.
You can't take it to the grave with you. So what's the
Well, I think
the big deal?
I think it was in their contracts for a really long time because this was something that was happening. People would say, if you throw this or if you get this, I'll slide you this, and it became a situation where it became almost like it takes away from the competition kind of, because people are like, I'm going to get something anyway. They're going to give me money. I don't have to win. So I think that's what a portion of it was. From what I remember, they said it was in their contract that they weren't allowed to share winnings so that they couldn't make deals that way. If I win, I'll slip you $100,000 or something like that.
But I don't think this would be part of that. They only said this after they won the whole thing, and they gave it out equally against all of the finals.
That's what I'm saying. I think that this wasn't allowed before. I think they're opening it up more, especially now that nobody but the winners win something. Because prior to this, everybody got
won,
something.
Except for maybe like the fourth place or whatever.
They would get like $5,000.
But even then, that speaks to the bigger problem. We don't want to see people making it to the final, going home with no money. Start putting away a little bit of change for them. Even if it's just $20K for second place, $10K for third place, a little something.
Like they did. What was it like? Was it Fresh Meat?
It used to be 15,
they split 30,000.
Yeah,
they split 50,000, and then the rest of them got the rest of the money. Even in 30-30, they were like, you guys get this small amount, and then these two get the big prize, the big jackpot.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be huge, but give them something. I think we're all okay with seeing that.
Or even if, like, with what happened with Final Reckoning. Oh, not Final Reckoning. Was it Vendetta? Wait, which was the one that Cara won for her first win?
The second one, Vendettas.
Vendettas, yeah. Where they got to keep whatever they won in their piggy bank.
Right.
So
and those were always cool. I always did like the piggy bank systems. But like I said, stand-up move by these guys with their first win. That was absolutely amazing, and I applaud both of them for that.
Yes, I think it was a good move. I think it makes them look good just as much as anything else. Again, I think that it helps for future seasons because they're like, remember what I did and how good of a person I am.
Mm-hmm.
I only had to lose 38,000, which I don't know how much. Don't make me math. But like with everything, like I got to give them that.
it's a lot of hard work getting there, and a lot of people
228K,
don't understand how
Which
hard it is.
overall,
which is
divided
a
by
little bit over
two,
25%.
is not a lot when you have 1 million.
Right. And it goes back to you on the same battlegrounds as that person. You don't want to see that person without nothing. You know, you want to give them something. You know, because you
Listen, Johnny would have walked away and said, "Shit."
Yeah, well, depending on if yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm glad you said that. This was one of the most emotional and vulnerable times I've ever seen Bananas.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I was actually going to bring that up. Yeah,
it was great to see. He gives a shit.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome to see.
You can tell him and Nani's relationship has evolved into something that's extraordinarily deep and a bond that won't be broken easily. I think that that's an amazing thing to see, especially in a competition setting, especially seeing kind of their ups and downs, because we've seen it all, especially with them too. They've been on this. Was Nani being like, I lost 12 times. I'm used to losing at this point. I was like, damn, Nani, you just burned your damn self. Okay. Right. Way to take that on the chin.
A lot of honesty, a lot of vulnerability, a lot of emotions. These are some of the best parts of the challenge. These are the parts of the challenge that we appreciate the most. And usually requires very little besides putting two people in a room and just letting them have their feelings out. It was tough not seeing them win. I think it would have been great. But we also need some new blood in there. And who better than Devin and Tori?
Let's see what happens in the
Anissa,
future.
Nelson, Corey, Nerese, Olivia Horacia. Sure, we would have loved to see a lot of other people win, but I'll take it. They won. It's not their job to design the finals, not their job to design the dailies or the eliminations. People were put in front of them. They took them all out. They went. That concludes season 38 of the challenge. Spies, lies, or allies.
Ride or dies, you dumbass.
Fuck! 19 episodes in, I still fuck it up.
Like, I was like, wait a minute, that's not this season.
Right.
Now you got me questioning myself. No, wait, that's not it. But anyway.
Ride or dies.
I do
if we had to grade. Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't. Okay, I'll talk about this after because this is actually a separate topic.
No. Get out the way now. I want to grade this shit and fucking.
I wanted to know what we were thinking about doing for if we're gonna cover War of the Worlds. Because I was talking to
War of the Worlds.
The
Global Championship.
The Global Championship.
So I seen a clip and I seen the first poster for the Global Championship. And let me tell you something. Nothing has ever made my dick softer.
Really?
Yes. So soft.
I was kind of hoping, since there are so many challenge people on there.
It actually has gone back in on itself a little bit. You know, like when you get out the pool?
Like a turtle.
Rob, you know what I'm talking about. It just went in a little bit.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's turtling.
I was at work and I watched it and I had to like flick it, make sure it was still there.
Okay, so we're not going to cover it.
I think it starts, I believe, March 8th.
Yeah, March 8th.
So I know March 5th, I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be in LA for next week, so we won't be able to cover the reunion.
I don't think we really covered the reunion ever anyway.
Yeah, we stopped covering reunions a long time ago. We'll take the next week to really decide if that's really what we want to do. I'm on the fence. We'll see.
Because, I mean, it's going to be such a long hiatus. You know they're not going to start. Yeah. I mean, All Stars is still filming. Right. So
remember, we still got Challenge UK is currently out. So is Australia. Global Challenge and All Stars are lined up. There's no breaks. Right. There's no challenge breaks.
But are we going to cover all those? That's the question. Like,
yes.
Because I don't even think we can see Australia and UK. We're just seeing the global one.
Oh, there's the internet. We can see anything we want to see.
I don't know how to find it. Show me the way. Show me the ways, Okimosabi.
I think it's on Paramount, though.
I'll double check, but I didn't see it. But
back to the finale. If we had to rank this season 1 to 5 stars, with 1 being the Challenge USA and 5 stars being free agents, how many stars do you give this season? Rob, I want to hear you go first, So you can't steal any ideas from either one of us.
Oh.
It's so silly.
We're doing the whole season or just
the whole
final?
season?
Okay.
3. I'm giving it a 3. This is one that I'm not gonna go back and watch. I might watch it once or twice, but it's one I'm not gonna go back to watch. So I'm gonna give it a 3.
It's hard for me to say because I liked a lot of the newer people, and I love Olivia Horacio. I love seeing Nerys, but I got to give it a 2.5. Overall, this season is so forgettable. Like, I don't remember half of the people who were on the show. It just felt like this season took forever. And then it just kind of was so anticlimactic. Like, I was expecting something more. So it was very mild. I mean, it wasn't a terrible season. It wasn't the worst season I've ever seen in my life, but it definitely was nowhere near where I would want it to be.
It's a forgettable.
Becky, you win 2.5 stars. Great rookies. Devin and Tori giving away the money was a great way to keep up a precedent that's been set by CT, and almost completely and utterly forgettable on so many different levels. I did enjoy seeing Tori and Devin get their first win. I'm very interested to see how this changes the dynamic in the house now that she's a champion.
Right.
And she gets to throw that in your face as much as humanly possible.
You know I'm a champion.
And I also think by the time season 39 rolls around, it's going to be a forlorn conclusion that everybody knows that Tori and Devin are fucking.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
They are. Oh, that's going to be that's going to be the name of today's episode. You guys know Tori and Devin are fucking, right?
Yeah.
Right? Are we in agreement? That's a good name for episode?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of lengthy. It's kind of wordy, but
yeah. I'm laughing if you put.
You see Tori and Devin fucking? Question mark.
Nope. I'm gonna put the whole thing in there. Fuck it. Why not? So, this season actually went out with more of a whimper than a bang. That's gonna do it for us. That's the season.
Blah.
This is what they all fucking hyped up.
And the thing is that's the situation where the last episode we do is so blah.
Actually, I think our episode Love Word Challenges was fucking great. I think this episode is better than fucking finale.
Well, like I said, there is somebody, one of our commenters says she doesn't even watch the show anymore. She just likes to watch our recaps. So
we love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at LWC Podcast. Follow us on Facebook and TikTok at Lovewood Challenges. Cop your official Lovewood Challenges gear at shop.lwc Podcast. And make sure you listen to Lovewood Challenges Podcast on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app. Once again, I am MTV Malik. He is Robert Stewart Jr. She is Becky at Gift Master Bex. This is Lovewood Challenges. Goodbye.